Good day and welcome back to Elementary 72 Gaming. Now, this video is going to be a continuation on my lore, and this time I'm covering one of the 10 great families with respect to a possibility of Arkraptors' daughter being part of the family. That is going to be the Lopobia family. Now, Arkraptors' daughter is quite a big topic in the story. We got a tease at her in the last chapter with Fug, and that is the thing about this here. When she showed up, she was with Fug, but for all purposes, we know that she was taken by one of the 10 great families. So why was she with Fug? What would be the possibilities, and what is going on with this entire story? Now, my first suspicion is that she belongs to the Lopobia family, and these are the following reasons. Now, if she's in the Lopobia family, there's one of three purposes that they would have come and taken her. She is a unique anima. Now, anima with unique powers means that she is one of those animas with the ability to manifest a creature like Lopobia Elaine's Grey Wolf. Right, that is one of the possibilities, and she'd have to be part of one of those families for them to actually make the effort for them to recover her. So that would be the possibility if she is a local BR member. Now, that also wouldn't stand to say why she is with Pug, but that will come down to a later part of the story and later possibilities as we go along. I'm suspecting she's going to be taking on the role of double-sided hero villain, trying to kill Rachel and avenge her father. And I suspect she's going to take that role on later on down the line in a few weeks or a few months' time as the story progresses. But nonetheless, I'm getting ahead of everything. We need to talk about why she is a possibility of Lopobia. Now, the Lopobia family, with its special power, would really seek any member who has it, because it would weaken the branch, and weakening a branch is a real big problem. So they could have decided, you know what, she has this special talent, we're going to grab her, we're going to force her to be part of the family, and that's that. We'll force her to climb, and if she wants to leave, she has to go all the way up the tower, become a ranker, come back, and then we'll give her her mother and she can leave. But it will bring honor to our family, which is a very smart way for them to gain power. And that's just the reality of how things work when it comes to pulling all of this together. It takes a lot to actually make someone a princess. So yeah, that's why there's a very strong possibility of being these particular members. Now, I do know that this is in between where I'm going on the workshop. The workshop is a lot more difficult than I expected. To be honest, I only have tidbits of information. I want a little bit more. I've got a little bit on Maxeth and stuff like that. They will get that information following after the series. I think it's going to be 6 videos. The first 4 are the first 5 is why I'm choosing to take this topic. Then it's going to be Lopobia, the Hendolark family, then it's going to be the Ha family, which is going to have a lot of stuff to talk about, and last but not least, the Kun family, and why I think it could be Princess Maria. But let's get on with the rest of this craziness. So when it comes to what's going on within the Lopobia family, we know they are very, very loyal to Jahad in the most part when it comes to how they behave. That is one of the things that we know the head of the family is responsible for, being ultra loyal to Jahad in the way that he is, and the amount of dedication he shows, and the fact that the nest is where he hid all the eggs of the various anima creatures that he was in possession of, and that's where this arc is happening, the nest arc. But there are a few small things to note on the part of this character that we haven't even touched on or really taken much of a consideration towards. And they are as follows. When it comes to this particular arc where we are right now, we're going to get a lot of tidbits to other players in the story. When we listen to all of the information coming in from Yasracha and Haracha and the other commanders as we go along with their stories. Now, the reason why I'm trying not to go too far in it and why I'm only keeping to those is I've actually read everything on FastPass with free coins, and I don't want to accidentally spoil the next 3 chapters. So I'm just going to keep with what is out and publicly available as whatever I can spoil. Because there's no reason to fear it. If you're looking at a lore video, you want to have something spoiled for you in the story. And you shouldn't be on a lore video without that. So nonetheless, when it comes to those families, they each have their powers. They direct line descendants and all of this. And we know there used to be 25 branches of the Lopobia family at one point, and now there's only 20 because of loss and competition and all of those things which can happen to them in the family. So nonetheless, that's the story that we have currently, and we have to figure out everything around this here as to why they would take someone in. Well, there's a very strong contender, Elaine. Elaine shows us that when it comes to these special individuals, they'll do anything to get their hands on them because they like a priceless commodity to these families. They're unbelievably powerful, they're unbelievably rare, and to allow them to just go about their merry way without being part of the family can be detrimental to them because they're losing power. They have a possibility of creating a new family branch or a new family who outweighs them in power. And you know what? They don't want that to happen. So that's how they view things and that's how they do things. So that is one of the reasons why you have to think of it for that reason why they would take the girl in. Even if they took her in, the possibilities are turning her into a princess of Jahad, which would have made it even more weird for how she pitched up, but it would explain her unique capability. Remember, knocking that spear down isn't something that just anybody can do. And the fact that she was playing more of a defender's role is why I suspect so much so that she isn't a Lopobia family member, but we'll get into everything from why I think she might belong to that particular role and that particular family in the next video when I touch on that family. So the next thing which plays a major role for these key players in the Lopobia family is the way they pursue the rise of new powers and the way they try to eliminate the competition. We've seen Lilial and Shilial try to knock out Endorosi from the competition of being a princess of Jahad. We've seen Ren try to kill a regular Anak Jahad because she was about to climb in the tower again, and we know that they don't want a new power to rise. So all of these little clues are going to be used by me to try and make myself a bigger web of possible answers. And you know, it's really difficult, to be honest, to try and get a solid answer out of all of this, but at the very least I can try and get an answer and see where it takes me. Okay, so that's all that we have about the Lopobia family. Now, they still have a lot of mystery surrounding them, and that is why it is a possibility that a weird power to take on the spear was actually her controlling Ra, which would explain it because she is an anima, and Ra is a crocodilian or an or razor, as he always likes to say, one of the species from within the tower. And it's a possibility that that's exactly what happened. She controlled him for a few seconds, and that's how come it was so easy for her to intercept the spear. Okay, so with all of that said, that's all that we have for the speculations for Arkraptor's daughter for the Lopobia family. Catch you all in the next one when I go over the next family.